On today's Saturday news, Kenny Omega is out of action.
Charlotte Flair is also out of action.
A big update on a potential AEW Mercedes money plan thing.
And a WWE star has been arrested. Are you ready? Are you ready for the news time? Yes, my name is Phil Chambers and I'm joined by Gareth Morgan to talk all things wrestling news. But what is up first?
Well, this one's a big one straight away, and it's quite sad, to be honest. I think a lot of us are a bit kind of downhearted about this one because Kenny Omega, he revealed on X, Twitter, whatever the hell that thing is, he revealed that he has been hospitalized, and he didn't really reveal exactly why in his post, but then we got further updates on it. But what he posted is, I can't really sugarcoat this. I'm out indefinitely. I tried to push past the pain for as long as I could until it became too much. Luckily, doctors caught me when they did. I'll be here, so in the meantime, please enjoy wrestling. And then after this, Sean Ross Sapp will go on that Twitter X thing again, and he would reveal that Kenny was feeling ill all the way through like the last week or so. So that's including the Ethan Page match on Collision and that really weird Dynamite promo segment thing, which now makes a bit of sense if he was feeling very under the weather and he was just like, get me out of this ring. If that's how he was feeling. And yeah, he then Sean Ross Sapp then noted how he was hospitalized and diagnosed with diverticulitis, and that's a very, very like serious thing. Obviously, remember Brock Lesnar suffered from that as well at one point, so it's a big old thing. We don't know what that means for, obviously, and this is very minor in the grand scheme of things. Like, we don't know what that means for World's End now with this AEW World Tag Team Championship match with him and Jericho, the Golden Jets, taking on Ricky Starks and Big Bill. We don't know how long he's going to be out of action for. I think it's just one of those things where it feels like he's only just come back from that, like all those multiple injuries that happened. He came back, I think it was like August 2022, and now he's on the sidelines again. So I think everyone's just hoping for a swift and full recovery as soon as possible. It's a bit of a shocker, this one.
Yeah, absolutely, it does suck. I guess the weird little silver lining is that it does explain what happened in that promo on Dynamite. This is why. It's because he was feeling like absolute crap. So yeah, all we can do is wish our best to Kenny Omega. Get well soon. The wrestling world is definitely better when he's in it. But like diverticulitis, like if it can almost take out Brock Lesnar from UFC and WWE and everything else, then it's it's a pretty serious thing that he's got going on. So hopefully it doesn't last too long. Hopefully he gets over it at some point soon. But we will keep you up to date with any updates that we get over the next few weeks and things like that. So yeah, just best wishes to Kenny Omega. Get well soon.
Yeah.
But speaking of getting well soon, today's news is a little bit of a downer, not going to lie, because Charlotte Flair is also out of action. WWE announced this on SmackDown last night, saying that she will be out for up to 9 months. Now, this is what happened last week in a match against Asuka. She was kind of slipped from the top rope and landed really awkwardly on her leg. PW Insider reported that there was talk backstage at Raw that she might have torn her ACL, but this is not confirmed, although the timelines for that sort of an injury would match up to what WWE mentioned on SmackDown last night with the 9 months thing. So 9 months, the timing of this could not be worse for Charlotte Flair. 9 months would take her out of not only obviously the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, but all the way through to SummerSlam as well. So out of three of the the three biggest pay-per-views of the year for WWE, which is just absolutely sucks in terms of the timing wise. No word on any surgeries that are planned or anything that is going to be going on from that, or like no word on a sort of official exact diagnosis as of yet, but I'm sure all this will come out as the weeks and months go by. So she's had time off before with things like this, like she had some time off for a wedding and she had a bit of time off just to sort of just have a bit of time away from the industry, but this is actually the first time in Charlotte Flair's entire career that she's had a serious injury that will have kept her out for this sort of amount of time.
Wow.
So she's had a pretty impressive run of being injury-free, but it seems like it catches up to everybody in the wrestling business eventually. And again, just get well soon, Charlotte. It sucks, and it's just terrible timing, and it's just, it's a shame.
Yeah, it is awful. It's one of those things where I'm just kind of processing that she's never had this kind of big injury, but then you do feel like she's, over the last couple of years especially, she has kind of been in and out, and like they've used her as maybe more of an attraction wrestler, really, if you want to put it. Like, obviously she's had a couple of television matches, but you do feel like she's only really there for a lot of the big shows. This is one of those things where you just hope, she gets that time to properly recover and just get herself in the best physical shape she can be to really jump back into the industry. But also, I think right now, with the landscape of WWE, we've got all these incredible women that are just doing awesome stuff. It was always going to be quite tough for her, I think, to get into one of those marquee positions. She'll find a way because she's Charlotte Flair, but it was always going to be tough to get into one of those really big marquee positions, I think, for this year's WrestleMania. So maybe with a bit of time away, when she does eventually return, it's going to be this big old thing. Everyone loves a big return. She'll probably push herself straight back near the top of the card, as always, and then on the road to next year's WrestleMania. So, like, every cloud, I guess. Like, you want to try and find some kind of positive in it, but it does suck for her. We just wish her the best, and hopefully, yeah, she's back on her feet and just kicking ass as soon as possible. But speaking of people being back on the feet, hopefully, and kicking ass very, very soon, Mercedes Mone was a person who had a bit of a bad injury. I believe it was like over the last year. She hurt her ankle. She disappeared pretty much. It's just been this big thing, but then we've not really known where she's going to pop up next. Like, a lot of the noise and the rumours seem to be suggesting AEW. Like, a lot of people were saying that talks were going down and she was quite open to it. But now, yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, really, and that's according to Sean Ross Sapp, who's spoken on a Q&A on Friday. He was saying that there were working plans, obviously, but the once working plans for AEW and Mercedes are no longer working plans. So it doesn't look like what was maybe planned after she made the appearance at All In and all that kind of stuff, like all the discussions that were going down, whatever was maybe tentatively put in place is not in place anymore. This could mean a lot of things, obviously. It could just mean that particular plan is gone and they could be going in another direction with her if they do bring her in. Or it could mean that a certain other massive company have got in her ear and gone, hey, we come back over here, we won't treat you like crap. How about that? So we'll see what it means. I'm so intrigued by this because it just feels like after like Kairi Sane went to WWE and like that was kind of like obviously the CM Punk thing as well. All these people are going back to WWE now. It does feel like that door is slowly opening up again. I just want to see what happens next. I'm fascinated.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, wherever she ends up, it's going to be a huge bonus to any company that she ends up in. But yeah, like the AEW thing felt like it was set through the sort of all-in appearances, and there was just really unfortunate timings with injuries again, which kind of obviously set all that off. But I mean, maybe she sat back and looked at the AEW women's division and thought they don't really put any kind of priority on this. Maybe that's not the place I want to be. Maybe with Triple H being back properly in charge and Vince McMahon sort of a little bit more out of the way now in WWE, that might be a turning point for Sasha Banks returning. I guess she's always been one of Triple H's guys kind of things back in the NXT days. We had that thing, Bayley put out that picture of her and Sasha from back in the day out on social media, so like Bayley's been teasing things as well. So yeah, there's lots of possibilities here for a sort of a new WWE that is very different, sort of behind the scenes to what it was when she left. And
it is worth noting as well that Sam apparently said within this Q&A that he's not really heard of any specific conversations that have gone down yet between WWE and Mone or Banks, whatever. But he did hear that she was asking for a lot of money, which she deserves. She's a big old superstar. Yes, she was asking for the money, so hopefully she gets paid wherever she goes.
Yes, she is the best women's wrestler in the world, as far as I'm concerned. So anywhere she goes, you gotta goddamn pay her because she's goddamn worth it. But yeah, I just want to see her back on sort of mainstream American wrestling television again. Wherever it is that she ends up would be, fantastic. I'd be fine with her ending up in WWE. I'd be fine with her ending up in AEW. I just want to see her again. God damn it. So yeah, it's exciting times for Mercedes Mone. It seems like the world should be her oyster right now, and wherever she has to end up is where she will end up, because why wouldn't you put out that? And we know she loves wrestling, so she's going to be like desperate to get back into something like this. Like, she loves it. So I'll have to wait and see. But Liv Morgan has been arrested. Now, this has come from PW Insider. It was the first one to break the arrest warrants that came out. So she was arrested for possession of marijuana, not more than 20 grams, possession of drug equipment, and possession of drugs, possibly synthetic cannabinoid. So this happened after she was stopped by a sheriff's deputy in Florida, saw her Jeep crossing over a white lines and stopped her. And then when they stopped her, they could smell marijuana in the car. And then was searched and found to be in possession of this. So found inside was apparently a small bag of marijuana and a vape pen that held an oil-like substance, which was later tested to be marijuana. So she's currently out on a $3,000 bond will be arraigned on charges for possession of marijuana and all these things on Monday, the February 12th. So that's when we're going to actually find out what is going to happen at the Sumter County Courthouse in Florida. So yeah, in the state of Florida. Charges of possession of drugs, possibly synthetic cannabinoid, is considered a felony and can be punishable by up to 1 year in jail and up to 1 year probation and $1,000 fine. The charges of possession of marijuana, no more than 20 grams, which is a really small amount of marijuana, is a first-degree misdemeanor in Florida and can be punishable for up to 1 year in jail or on probation, get the words right, along with a $1,000 fine. It's also worth mentioning that the conviction of possession also results in 6 months driving license suspension and random drug testing and the reimbursement of all the fees that relate to all of these different things. So she's been out of action with an ankle injury. That's where she's been recently. And we'll have to wait and see what happens with this, I guess, in February. But it's, possession of less than 20 grams of marijuana. Not a lot. It feels like this probably should not be a law anymore. Just putting that out there. It does seem a bit like, okay, what are we doing here? That's what she's been getting up to while she's been injured, I guess, which it's just, I don't know. You don't really know 100% what to say in these kind of situations, but it just feels a bit like, really? Okay. So we'll just have to see what happens next, I guess. Like, I hope she's okay. It's never, I can't imagine getting arrested. It'll be a fun time.
Yeah, it's not a great time, so hopefully she's got some good people around her looking after her, but... yeah, just a weird one to wake up to this morning. It's a bit like, right, okay. I mean... 20 grams. Yeah, we hear a lot of bad stuff going down within the wrestling world, let's say, with the authorities, and this is just one of those where you're a bit like, really? Okay. Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens next. We'll wait for February and just see what trickles out then.
Indeed, and we will let you know in February what happens with that. But that is it. Thank you very much. This is my last video of the year because I'm going off on my holidays, Christmas things. Holidays are coming. That's how it goes. He's not though. No. He'll be around. This guy. Holidays are going for me. It's great. Love it. Can't get rid of this guy. Nope. I have nothing better to do with my time. So if you want to say hi over the Christmas holidays, you can follow me on Twitter, X, whatever, who cares, at Fill My Chambers, and you can follow Gareth at GMorgan04. Click this video down below to continue on your YouTube journey, but most importantly, have yourselves a bloody good holidays, Christmas and things. Enjoy it. Love it. Bye.